Alright, let's do the gun real quick. First step, oh god, I always pour too much. Codex Gray, or the equivalent of the new Citadel Gray. Neutral Gray. You're just going to kind of work from the edge and drag it in, feathering it into the housing of the gun. You're going to find yourself painting upside down a lot, so get used to it. Now, if you notice, mostly whatever I do is I just kind of touch the paint onto the edge. It took me a long time to figure this out. This is painting. This is it. Just kind of dragging the light colors over the edges and letting the edges grab hold of them. When you do your highlighting, which I'm doing now, you're just kind of lightly edging. There's a little too much there. Oh well. Lightly edging. Not really highlighting. People become so obsessed with getting that fine edge line and painting a line. Don't think of it as painting a line. Think of it as just dragging a brush with paint on it across the cornered edge of the model. See, look. That's all there is right there. See that? I previously had done a wash on this gray with Asherman Blue. I'm going to have to rewash that part. And I'm going to come back in and do a second touch of Codex Gray over some of the parts. The rounded parts of the barrel. Some of the fine edges here. Especially the forward-facing ones. Now I'm going to go Fortress Gray, which is a lighter shade of gray. God, I got 4 pots of it up here. I got a whole bunch of it from a local store. He was selling off his old GW paint stock. Do the same thing, only less. The secret is to have the least amount of paint possible on your brush. When I paint that Terminator or the Gray Knight, you're gonna see me do a lot of this. By the way, a whole model's worth of lightly kissing with paint. A little bit more Fortress Gray. All right. So the next step is a fresh wash of Asserman Blue. But I will have to continue that after I go get the bebe. See you soon. Next step on the gun is Uthuing Gray. My favorite little gray now. It's like the perfect little step between gray and white. And with your fine detail brush, you're just going to kiss the edges again. I touched a little bit of red onto the corner of the gun there. Or white, I mean. Get each of the little grills separately. Oh, I wasn't on frame. Sorry, guys. I'm going to give a little Evil Sun's edging to the gun. A little edging on the purity seals too. They don't really need much, so they're fine. All right, green. So eyes. I'm gonna start with the darkest of the greens I have. Well, the darkest is Caliban. Then I have Warpstone Glow. So Warpstone Glow. You just touch it in there. You're more just placing it than you are painting it. Notice again how I'm resting my pinky of my right hand on my left. And I'm only going to do one little highlight with my lightest green now, the Skarsnik green. And I'm going to try and do like the lower half of the eye. I just painted like a little oval shape, more or less. And I want to try and get the lower half of it. So tiny, so difficult to do. Kind of botched it a bit. It's not terrible. I'll take it though. Sometimes it's just you can paint the eye 10 times before getting it right. What I am going to do is redefine the black around the eye. It's very important to have that black line that goes around your lenses, the painting on your lenses, because it creates contrast. It helps make the eye stand out. So when I'm doing this, I got like just the tip, a couple of hairs at the tip of the brush have black on them. Makes it look like he has eyeshadow on. There's a reason why they wear eyeshadow on stage. And I'm going to use my Uthhuin Gray to do a highlight. It's close enough to white. I got it here. Just drop a dot on there. Just drop a dot on the back half of the eye. Drop a dot. And this here Terminator is just about done. I'm just going to throw a little dot of red on the lens of the scope here. And I will use my red to redefine again the edges of the wing, leaving the inside fairly dark. And I'm going to do again the one side of the sword. And that, my friends, is one finished Terminator. Deathwing Terminator. I will do the basing on the basing tutorial. More to come. I just realized there were a couple of things that I forgot to do. Namely, I forgot to do his chest eagle and his shoulder pad. So I'm just going to quickly touch them real quick for you. It's the same thing. Just do the Ushabti bone and then Screaming Skull. I just didn't want to leave them undone. With these chest eagles, just touch the end of the start with the end of the feather and drag a little bit of paint up. As I block it with my hand. I could definitely take my time on this model, spend more time painting it, and probably do a little better job. More layers, more highlighting, more detail. But it still looks great, even where I am now. So, like it's always up to you. How far do you want to take your painting? We've got the basic tools now. Now you know what to do here with Deathwing. It's up to you. I'm not doing up inside there where his arm is. It's too hard to reach it. It's out of sight. This is Screaming Skull. Then I'll give it my little highlight, the 50-50 white and Screaming Skull. Just a little touch. Just to make them kind of stand out. There, that was nicer. Much needed. So I think that was all the parts of him that we had to get. Oh, the rope and the feather. I'm just going to do the feather really quickly in green. Just like I did his eyes. A little unity. We'll do Warboss green. I need to get a little bit darker green than Warboss from the GW colors. Gonna paint the whole feather, just Warboss green. Oops, I got paint on him somewhere because he slipped out of my hand. While that dries, I will do a little bit of bone. Just touch a little bone onto each knot of rope on his leg. You could probably even get away with just kind of scraping across the knots. a wash with a green. I have Thraka green wash. Just place that green wash on there. And that's pretty good. You don't have to do any more than that. All right, that model is ready. Now it's time for the base. More to come.